TIL of Nandy, a Neanderthal skeleton recovered in Iraq. He suffered extensive injuries, including the loss of an arm early in his life, and was unlikely to have been able to care for himself. Despite this, he lived until the age of 45, suggesting that he was cared for by his society. This is the common trait that truly distinguished the progression of early humans. Helping others in a community was a major breakthrough for our survival and eventual emergence as Homo sapiens. That cave is called Shanidar and it's near my city. I've been there several times. It's super huge inside. Is this the skeleton that inspired Kreb aka the Mogre in Clan of the Cave Bear, I wonder? Poor one-armed Nandy. Society equals his extended family. Sounds like Mogre Kreb. I think there's a common myth going round that Neanderthals were these cultureless savages, closer to animals than humans, but it isn't true at all. In fact, we're actually descended partly from them, as there is evidence of Neanderthals and Homo sapiens interbreeding fairly frequently. They had their own language and culture, they used tools, they wore jewelry and had a clothing style. They had societies in the sense that, like Nandy, they looked after the young, sick, or wounded as a community. They traded with each other and worked with other tribes, while also having lasting conflicts with others. I think the media has done a lot to portray Neanderthals as these big stupid Yeti-like creatures, but they were actually very intelligent and were not that different at all from other types of early humans. Old non-handy Nandy. While evolution is pretty undeniable at this point, it goes to show that we tend to put too much stock into survival of the fittest. We ignore the gregarious nature of our species, and because of that the idea of survival of the fittest has been used for cold-hearted things from scientific racism/social Darwinism, used to justify genocide/colonization, to more harmless seeming things like the Darwin Awards meme where someone's death or pain is seen as deserved for a lapse of judgment. How did they determine he was 45? Carbon dating. But how'd they know he was named Nandy though? Trey the Explainer does a great video. https://m youtube.com/watch v = t7j_oibrafuk about this. Very interesting and cool. This reminds me of something I read several years ago. In the DMZ demilitarized zone area between North Korea and South Korea, no human has been allowed for decades since the Korean War, so animals thrive there. However, the DMZ is heavily mined, so CCTV cameras sometimes show animals getting blown up by mines and getting injured or killed. But some footage has shown that some maimed animals continue to live for years thanks to other animals bringing food to them and helping them move around. It damn made me tear up. Good thing the community helped out. It's hard to pull yourself up by your bootstraps with only one arm. Or they didn't view disability in the same way we do. Maybe he managed even with one arm to be a vital member of his tribe. There's a documentary on this if you YouTube Neanderthal documentary / The Last Neanderthals. I watch it with my bio class every year. Nandy is one of 7 Neanderthals in a family unit that encounter the first sapiens, Cro-Magnons. Very interesting. Edit. This isn't an exact recount of a particular family and their coexistence with sapiens, but a sort of mash-up of our understanding of that time period, significant characters and cultural breakthroughs in the context of a family moving through life and adapting to change. Smiley. By his society seems like an odd assumption. By his close family, sure. Here's a great video about that from Trey Explainer about disabilities in ancient man. https://b/t7j_oibrafuk. I find it crazy that 30 to 45 was considered elderly. We have come so far in our health. This story is documented well on PBS Neanderthal, streamed on Canopy. Fun fact, at several excavations of Neanderthal remains all over Europe and Asia, archaeologists have found plant material arranged in the shape of an arrow. More interestingly, all of the arrows appear to be pointing at the same general area in what is now Slovakia, around the modern city of Bratislava. The significance of this area to Neanderthals is so far unknown. Primitive societies were, wait for it, communist. Damn, they have better healthcare than I do. Sad. The cave where most Neanderthals in Iraq were discovered is called the Shanidar Cave in Kurdistan. I've been there a few times. It's really crazy to think that thousands of years ago there were another type of humans. Obligatory, read Kropotkin's Mutual Aid, a factor in evolution. Being called elderly at 45 is super depressing. Neanderthal cared more about each other than America, huh? Which proves that the evils of socialism have been threatening our way of life for a long time/s. That's socialism and it's wrong/s. These individuals may have had the capacity to show empathy to others and come to the understanding that life has meaning, causing them to want to help Shanidar 1. Whether or not life has meaning is an entirely subjective matter. The author may be projecting their personal views or beliefs onto the Neanderthal community here. Also, I don't agree with the implication that if the Neanderthals had viewed life as meaningless, they would never have wanted to help Shanidar 1. It is possible to genuinely want to help a fellow member of your community even when you personally believe that there is no meaning to life. In other words, a belief that life has meaning is not required for desiring to help your brethren. Trey the Explainer has made a fantastic video about disability in prehistory. I highly recommend his channel. https://youtube.b/t7j_oibrfuk. I find this so interesting. There is so much we can discover from these remains, but there is so much left to inference and educated guesses, and the rest is a complete mystery. Discoveries like these raise more questions than they answer, however they do end up answering questions we never knew we had. It's so funny to see my very unusual name in such a random thing. Earliest known evidence that we lived in a society. He really did live in a society, and this is the only way to measure civilization or an advanced society. Not by the tools they used, not by their ability to farm food or raise cattle or create works of art. When society was able to take care and support the members who were unable to and would otherwise not be able to survive on their own, that is the pivotal moment that group of people became advanced. It's so sad that in many ways we seem to be regressing and forgetting that. Where did the one-armed Neanderthal keep his prosthetics? In Iraq. I feel like I've seen this one in viral Facebook posts. This is the first time I've heard the skeleton was found in Iraq though. Funny how that part got left out. Sounds like socialism. Put him back in the ground. Trump supporters probably. Can I insert a witty comment that even Neanderthals living 50,000 years ago had better healthcare coverage than many Americans today? Or will that get me banned for being political? Which is not, it's neither for, nor against one party or other, it's just an observation that a non-human society a long time ago cared better for their members than a modern human one. Neanderthals were socialist liberals. When Neanderthals had a form of universal healthcare and we here arguing that it's not needed. Here is great video from PBS Ians about this. The Neanderthals that taught us about humanity, https://youtube.b/h777yfe3908. Or he was an extremely powerful psychic freak of nature only made stronger by not needing to rely on his frail physical fleshy appendage anymore. We'll never know. Or he was one hell of a competitive darts player. But my human nature. Clearly the Lupin is very likely to survive, Gancho. Have you not been awed by the Lupin, even in such mundane tasks as making chita? Nandy had better healthcare than I do. So wholesome. Thank God. So it's only during the modern times that society is breaking down. I'm fascinated to hear that life expectancy of those time was pretty good. If he lost that arm protecting his community he would be take care of. Pretty simple.